Alright, so the rundown of the program, basically everything up top here is the global variable, which which will be later explained in our program. Over here, the var draw bitmoji basically draws our bitmoji, which is our main guy over here. Without this, he wouldn't be here. So now let's go into the var button. Our button is basically this over here. Um, it, these functions pretty much give us our base of being able to have the button over here, which is the draw. The draw basically gives us how our button's gonna look. Um, the over here when mouse clicked basically allows us to click our button. Without the mouse click, we will not be able to click this button. This button will be completely useless. This is our start button. We basically have to have a button over here. So this is our quote new button. The X and Y basically is how large the button is going to be, how the width and the height, and basically where it's located on it, the x-axis and the y-axis, its label, which is pretty much the begin button. Then this is going to be located in our first scene, which is our main menu. Our scene 0 is basically this here. This is where our first scene, even though it's called scene 0, it gives us the white background, gives us our text in the front, the begin button. Then we get onto the var bitmoji, which is pretty much taking everything about the button, but instead replacing it with the bitmoji. Then we have the hop and fall, which gives us how our speed is for how fast and if our bitmoji can jump and fall. Then we get onto the sticks, which is basically the cacti over here. Without this is pretty much talking about every time we grab the stick, it'll take out a life. Once we get to 0 lives, that's when the game ends. Our sticks, pretty much again everything with our bitmoji and our button, but talking about the cacti. The sticks have, or the cactus have an array, which is every time the game runs, the cacti is going to be moving. Then we get into our platform scene, which is basically this scene over here, the main game you want to play. It gives us our background, our color, everything that's going on. Then again, we get to the another variable, which is our cactus speed, of how fast each cacti is going to be moving towards us. Then we have a for loop for every time we grab the cacti, it's going to be taking away a life, which is check for grab. Then we get to the upper left corner, which talks about how many lives we have. Once we get to 0, that's when the game ends, which is talking about over here. If lives equal 0, it's going to pretty much say our game's over. We finished. That's when the game is false. The mover bitmoji, if key is pressed, pretty much saying every time we press the space bar, it's going to be hopping. If we are not pressing, which is the else, we are going to completely fall back to the ground with our bitmoji. Finally, we come to the end with our draw function. If first scene, which is our main menu, else, if we are currently playing, which we click our button, it will go to our platform.